Hey gang, it's TJ here. I just wanted to step in at the beginning to first and foremost apologize that this video is going up ever so slightly late. There are some things going on in my personal life, and it has unfortunately crept into workflow as such the way things are. That meant the video is a little bit behind, and the teleprompter is currently out of sync with the actual story. Most of you don't check the teleprompter. I know a lot of you just listen. I just wanted to make sure you knew because it is going to be going quicker, and so you might get some spoilers. This is not a traditional SCP tale. It is a romance-themed one, a tragic romance one for Valentine's Day. I know some of you don't like the SCP stuff. I know audiences don't like change. I will be going back to doing No Sleep Stories. The next chapter in the Antlion series is coming. I'm just doing something that interests me, and I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I will be mixing it up, I promise. Of course, in the meantime, you've got Vidith doing the other half of 1330. There might be a slight disruption in the schedule in the next week because I am meant to be moving house. There is a couple of snafus with that at the moment. Content may be slow to go up. Vidith's will be going up, mine might not. If they are, again, I'm really sorry for the disruption. In 1330, obviously we've done it a little bit quicker than anticipated to make sure that Vidith is looked after. No regrets on that front, but it has meant that I'm trying to adapt as I go, and that is proving a little bit of a challenge for me. So please bear with me and bear with any disruptions in your daily dose of horror. And I'm really happy with the work that we've done. And if you want to support us, you know where to go. You know how to support Vidith, first and foremost, more important than myself. And if you do want to help me out, or you like anything on the channel, please don't be afraid. But thank you so much for all the kind words, for the constant influx of support and love, especially on today, the loveliest day of the year, so they say. And we're nearly close to hitting 16,000. And when we hit 18k, myself and Vidith and some special guests will be doing a live stream. We'll be reading Warrior Cats fanfic to see how long we can do without cringing. We'll also be doing My Old Stories, which is even cringier because I was writing on Newgrounds 20 years ago doing Battle Royale fanfics. So it's going to be a good laugh. Anyway, you're not here to hear me waffle. You're here to hear good stories. So I really hope you like this one. I worked really, really hard to get this together for you. And I really hope you've had a great weekend and a great Valentine's Day. If you are with somebody who loves you, I hope it's been the best day possible to make you feel wanted and seen and valued. And, you know, if you're on your own, if you're not with anybody on Valentine's Day, then just remember, Dusklight loves you very much. Okay, have a great day and enjoy. You find the access tunnel, hidden within a natural cave a mile off the main road. You don't need the keycard. The door is ajar. It smells here. It smells like them. Hopefully they've moved on. You've come so far already. You can't turn back now. There is a slick trail that leads from the cave entrance and into the depths of the site. If it's blood or shit or something that's smeared off of one of those things, you cannot tell. You make a point to avoid it. You're still receiving the distress signal. It only started broadcasting yesterday. Whoever it is, you pray they're still alive. Your footsteps echo throughout empty corridors. Each footfall sounds for all the world like a dozen, as if you're not treading through the dark alone. Elevator is down, so you take the stairs, ending on floor B5. Keter holding. You pass several empty containment chambers. The horrors they once held are long gone, if you're lucky. The trail takes you to an office branching off the main hall, the source of the signal. The door is cracked open but stuck. You plant your feet, push with all your might. Something skitters out of one of the rooms to your left and around the corner before you can get a good look at it. Your first thought is,
dog. It was on the ceiling, though. You take refuge in the room, slam the door behind you. It's dark here. You're safe. You take off your jacket and head wrap. It'd be a damn shame to die from something like hypothermia after all that's happened. The sole operating emergency light rotates in its casing, casting a pale orange glow across the room every other second, as if the room had a pulse. There's shelving haphazardly placed behind the door, a barricade. You scan the room. Soiled clothes, half-eaten food. Despite the presence of an adjoining restroom, there is excrement in a bucket in the corner. A pneumatic chamber on the northern wall would have been delivering consumables to the occupant. The trail terminates in the corner of the room, forming a sick puddle. You spot 3 pharmacy bottles. Further inspection reveals them to be various opioids. They're all empty. There's a desk with a computer atop it. Approaching the terminal, you can clearly see the blinking light of the power button. You take a seat and turn it on.
Emergency protocol activated. Clearance level safeguards removed. Full access granted. Secure, contain, protect. Loading. Loading. Loading.
You hear footsteps just outside the door. Every first step comes down heavy. The second drags behind it.
Loading. 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 Authenticating.
A dark shape blots out the light streaming in through the slit between the floor and the doorway.
Authenticating. Authenticating.
You tense up, waiting with bated breath, praying it will pass. You damn the deafening thumping of your heart for betraying your position.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait.
The shadow recedes. You breathe a sigh of relief just as the screen comes to life.
Opening file. Automated Secure System Notification Code 235. ASSN-235. There has been an error in retrieving the current iteration of the SCP-001 file. You are currently reviewing revision number 3. Newer revisions can be accessed at the bottom of this page. Revision 3 of 12, dated 1,312 days ago.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Janitor's Closet. As always, I am your Janitor Supremo TJ Lee, destined to read these SCP logs until they free me and my purple crayon wife. Today's one is a little different. This is item number SCP-001. SD Locke's proposal. Object class, Apollyon. Special containment procedures. Due to its nature, SCP-1 cannot be contained. Survivors of the SCP-1 event stationed within secure facilities are to remain in contact with one another. Personnel are encouraged to attempt to reach Site 5. Correction, Site 19, by any means at their disposal. Personnel with knowledge as to the whereabouts of the O5 Council are to relay this information to the Administrator. Survivors attempting to travel outdoors must fully cover their bodies in protective clothing, preferably several layers. Travel by foot should be limited as much as possible. Cities, and man-made structures in general, provide the greatest protection. Formerly wooded areas should be circumvented. Travel by air is preferable above all other methods. Personnel exposed to SCP-1 are to be considered lost. Compromised personnel are to be abandoned. Euthanization is not to be attempted. Collective instances of SCP-1A that are of formidable size are to be avoided at all costs. Conductive electrical weapons have proven partially effective at immobilizing instances and may be used for self-defense. Incendiary weapons work as well. Cryonic munitions are the most effective thus far. Testing has revealed that SCP-1-A is relatively safe to consume. This is only to be considered a last resort in the absence of other options. As SCP-1-A may reconstitute within the digestive system, only small portions should be consumed at a time to prevent blockage. Personnel stationed at Site-19 are to pursue research concerning off-world colonization. Shuttles must be constructed as to not allow light to penetrate the interior.
To those of you with families, or, God forbid, children, I'm deeply, deeply sorry. You must push on. Do not let their deaths be in vain. We do still have time. Humanity may still have a future. Come to Site-19. We need all the hands we can get. Learn to embrace the darkness, friends. Fear the light. The Administrator.
Description: SCP-1 is the designation given to the Sun after an event on
System error. Data lost. EC-172. Contact system admin.
resulting in over 6.8 billion casualties within the first 24 hours. This event has been categorized as an XK Delta class solar singularity scenario. The SCP-1 effect does not seem to result from exposure to ultraviolet rays, but rather light in the visual spectrum, 390 to 700 nm. The effect is similarly present in moonlight. Upon contact with visible light produced by the sun, living organisms liquefy at the point of contact, with the effect spreading until the entire organism is converted. Visually, this is reminiscent of melting wax. The time this takes is largely dependent on the level of exposure and size of the organism. Despite this restructuring, at no point do living organisms perish. Upon completion, these organisms, SCP-001-A, take on a gelatinous consistency. Motile organisms will attempt to orient themselves in a fashion reminiscent of their previous form, to varying degrees of success. Flora typically remain physically inert, yet are still capable of photosynthesis, and still produce oxygen. Organisms capable of flight lose the capability to do so. Fauna remain sentient and display behavior that parallels their non-anomalous counterparts when not absorbed into a collective instance. Humans retain a modicum of sapience and memory. Biological anomalies exposed to SCP-1 are affected in the same manner. It seems that exposure nullifies any previously expressed anomalous characteristics. Due to their composition, instances of SCP-1-A that make contact with one another may combine and blend at the molecular level. This does not seem to cause any pain or distress to the instances, though the resulting bulk can inhibit movement. Since the SCP-1 event, most instances have congregated into such collectives, which seem to possess no maximum volume. The resulting biomass is amorphous and chaotic. The component organisms will shift between a full to semi-liquid state. Limbs and bodies will rise periodically from within the mass for a short duration, before deteriorating and being subsumed by another life form. Collective instances will locomote by using their appendages in tandem to carry their mass. Larger instances will form a pseudopod from their constituent life forms and drag themselves about in a manner similar to amoeba.
Open attached file, audio log. Access granted.
A harsh static lashes out of the speakers when you open the file. It disturbs the stillness of the room, catches you off guard and quickens your heart's pace. There's some handling noise as the recorder adjusts their microphone. A brief moment of silence passes, and then...
This is Dr. Ligotta, level 3 researcher.
There's a quiver in her voice that betrays her attempts at professionalism. She pauses, takes a deep breath, and continues.
Due to Site-46's possession of several communicable info hazards, we have been cut off from the rest of the network under blackout protocol. As such, I'll be updating this as we come across new information. On the bright side, we are actually still receiving transmissions from a few sites. A good number of personnel have made it seems. Some are planning to make a break for 19, some are trying to fight the -A's, and some, like us, are simply biding our time. Our site is sealed for the time being. We're not ready for the journey. At least, not yet.
She sighs.
We experienced experienced a containment breach a few days ago. One of the higher maintenance humanoids broke loose. Son of a bitch compromised containment on half a dozen Keters and ran off. They didn't make it more than 5 feet from the tunnels before collapsing in a soup. I watched it play out on the cams. It didn't take long for them to get back up.
She stops again, mutters to herself incomprehensibly, before you hear the unmistakable sound of a match strike.
Much better. Not exactly a designated smoke area, but what the hell, right? Commander Anand suited up and went to town on them the next day, trying to drive them off. It didn't turn out very well, poor bastard, but we did learn a thing or two, at least. There's only a few of us left here. I'm holed up in one of the offices. Jerry and Director Phillips are somewhere in the barracks. Clyde and a few Ds locked themselves in the armory with Ari. I really should see how she's doing.
She trails off for a moment, before you hear the buzz of radio chatter.
Hey, hun. How are you holding up down there?
A voice responds, a man with an exaggerated, mocking tone.
I'm doing just fine, Poopsykins. I want you to know I love you bunches.
Logan shoots back.
What? Knock it off and put her on, damn it. I need to speak with her.
There's a clamor on the other end while the radio changes hands. A soft voice calls out, concerned.
Nothing. I just wanted to check in, real quick.
Ari pleads. A creak. Logan shifts in her seat.
No, I know. I know that. I can't help it, though. I know coming here was never easy for you. And with everything going on,
Ari interrupts her.
Hey, you told me you quit smoking.
There's a ruckus as Ligotta presumably attempts to snuff her cigarette.
No. No, of course not. I mean, I did stop.
Ari doesn't sound convinced.
I don't think I'm the one you need to worry about. I'm staying clean. I haven't even thought about touching Mystic in months. Trust me. Anyways, since you were worried, I'm fine. The guys are sitting around playing cards. I'm tucked in the corner with my notebook.
You could practically hear Ligotta smiling as she jokes.
Sweetheart, penning a sonnet about my undying love at a time like this. Well, I'm flattered.
Ari responds with a feigned laugh.
I know what you mean, hon. I will let you get back to it. I love you.
Love you too, babe.
A moment of silence. Then, a match strike followed by an audible exhale.
And that's all of us. Everyone else was either topside during the event or they were killed in the breach. Director's orders are to stay put. Keep an eye on the cams, both in and around the facility. We've got the 001 skips beating at our front door, and God knows what else locked in here with us. We still have electricity. We should, for quite some time, and the place is stocked with enough supplies to last the site a couple of years. We're going to be fine, for now. Everything's going to be fine.
She waits a beat before ending the transmission.
Access file SCP-001, revision number 5 of 12. Incident report appended. Revision 5 of 12, updated 1,202 days ago.
Item number SCP-001. Object class, Apollyon. Special containment procedures.
No changes submitted. Information collapsed.
Description.
No changes submitted. Information collapsed. Open attached file. Incident report -001.1. Access granted.
They've just been sitting out there this entire time, calling out to us, begging for us to come outside. The noise drew in more of them. There's this one mess that I'm sure must have a few dozen people and God knows how many animals roiling around inside it. Screams and bleats and screeches and howls non-stop. Louder than all hell. The worst ones make this disgusting moaning. Like they're actually enjoying it. They're not gonna leave so long as they know we're down here. we'd managed to talk one of the Ds into going out, see if he couldn't draw them away. He was surprisingly okay with the plan. All he asked for was a gun and a single round. He made it out there and one got a hold of him, tried to get his mask off. He managed to work the pistol up beneath his chin in time and got it off. I figured he was lucky. After he fell limp though, it kept working at his suit. Pried off the hood, poured itself inside, began tearing it off of him from within. He came back, started changing, dripping out of the suit and screaming and screaming and screaming. They won't even let us die. The director has a plan. There's an escape tunnel hidden in his office. Tram under the side will take us to a safe house. We should be able to start towards 19 from there.
Access file SCP-001, revision number 8 of 12. 1. Attachment. Revision 8 of 12 updated 1,200 days ago.
Item number SCP-001. Object Class Apollyon. Special Containment Procedures.
No changes submitted. Information collapsed.
Description.
No changes submitted. Information collapsed. Open attached file. Video file. Access granted.
You see her for the first time. Dr. Ligotta is seated where you are right now. She has a pained look. Her eyes are bloodshot. A large, wet, red-black blotch has formed on her breast pocket. She draws a shuddering breath, parts her lips as if to speak, and stops herself. She bows her head and cries silently. After a minute, she manages to choke out.
The tunnel floated through the ceiling, dragging them into the light and ripping off their clothes and
She reaches into her breast pocket and withdraws a finger. The glint of a wedding ring is visible above the severed portion. She holds it close in cupped hands and runs a thumb across the glimmering band. She sits like this for an eternity, whispering apology after apology, begging for forgiveness, lost in the moment. She looks up after some time. There's a look of realization when she sees she's still recording, before she places the digit back in her pocket. She leans forward, as if to turn off the camera, when a radio crackles to life. It broadcasts white noise for a few seconds, and then a voice that sets you on edge. It's Ari, almost. Her voice has taken on the disgusting, gurgling tone characteristic of the affected. Logan's jaw drops. What little color that was left in her face drains. It speaks out again.
Logan, where are you? Why can't I get back inside? Are you there?
Logan rummages beneath the desk for a moment and produces a handheld radio. Her hands are shaking. The thing implores her. Its inhuman speech curdles your stomach.
Baby, it's alright. I'm alright, really. It's a bright, sunny day, and you're just wasting away down there.
Logan is in tears, her finger hovering just above the call button. The Ari thing drops a deep, wet breath and speaks.
Such a beautiful, clear blue sky. Just like that day. Do you remember, baby?
Logan withdraws a cigarette with her free hand, followed by a pack of matches. Her shaking thwarts the first two attempts to light it. She swears silently. Third time's the charm, and she inhales a quarter of it in a single drag. The Ari thing continues.
It was so perfect. Everything was how I'd always dreamt it would be. You planned exquisitely. I never felt so in love. You even had the band play our song.
It starts singing.
Golden days and the sunshine of happy youth.
Logan begins rocking back and forth in her chair.
Golden
Logan hurls the radio across the room. It smashes somewhere off camera. It's still somewhat operational. You could still hear the thing singing. More voices join in chorus as the radio slowly loses life. A few, a dozen, then more.
Days of youth and love.
They continue singing until the radio mercifully dies. Logan rushes out of her chair and you can hear her vomiting off screen. The video films the empty seat for several minutes before she returns to end the feed. Something isn't right. A lingering, paranoid sensation washes over you. You're being watched. You defensively dart your eyes about, though they take a second to adjust to the darkness beyond the monitor. The emergency light sweeps across the room, stretching and twisting the shadows beyond recognition. That's when you spot it. There, in the corner, coming out of the puddle. Time slows to a halt. A pair of hands, coated in the lustrous black slime you followed through the facility, are on either side of the sickening pool, as if something beneath the floor is bracing itself, trying to lift itself up. Something inhuman. The head comes next, rising from the muck. Matted hair conceals its face, plastered over it by the mystery fluid. It turns in your direction. It stares at you from the corner, which once again falls into darkness. The emergency light continues its journey across the room. It washes over the puddle again, revealing nothing out of the ordinary.
Access file. SCP-001 revision number 9 of 12. 1 attachment. Revision 9 of 12, updated 986 days ago.
Item number SCP-001. Object Class Apollyon. Special Containment Procedures.
No changes submitted. Information collapsed.
Description.
No changes submitted. Information collapsed. Open attachment. Access granted.
Dr. Ligotta appears on the monitor. She's lost weight. Her eyes are bloodshot and wide. On the table before her lay a knife, a bowl, and a stack of manila envelopes filled with yellowing pages. Atop this stack is a blood-stained parchment.
Despite the things we have to deal with here at the Foundation, I've always believed we would be able to maintain control. We would hold the darkness at bay, let mankind flourish in the light. Site-19 stopped broadcasting last month. It's been getting harder and harder to find a reason to keep going, especially without...
She grabs the knife, contemplates it for a moment.
I keep going over it again and again in my mind. That day, back in the tunnels. Everything that happened. I've gone down there a few times, if only to hear her voice again. But it's wrong. That thing on the other side of the door, it isn't her. Not anymore. It sounds like her. It knows everything she knew, but it's not her. This light, it takes your body, it steals your mind. But what about your soul?
With this, she slices into the palm of her left hand and winces. You watch her clench her fist, draining her blood into the bowl.
If this works, if I can bring back something the light couldn't reach, I'll post an update here. For now, signing off.
Access file SCP-001 revision number 17!248 error. Hide from me. Revision 4847/3RROR. Updated 985 days ago.
Item number...
Hurts.
Object Class
Apologize.
Special Containment Procedures. Due to its nature, SCP-1
Should not
be contained. Survivors of the SCP-1 event stationed within secure facilities
can never truly be with one another.
Personnel are encouraged to
Get over themselves and stop thinking they know better. You can't hide down here forever, love.
Personnel exposed to SCP-1
Aren't people you can just abandon. I didn't ask for you to save me. It wasn't your choice to make.
Euthanization is not
to be attempted.
Conductive electrical weapons have proven partially effective at immobilizing instances.
You couldn't stand seeing me better off?
Incendiary weapons.
Tickle.
Cryonic munitions are the most effective thus far. Personnel stationed at Site 19.
No regrets. Neither did I. It's never too late, babe.
Description: SCP-1 is the designation given to the Sun.
After we finally became free.
The effects are instantaneous, resulting in
release form all suffering until you ripped me away. These changes seem scary, I know.
Despite this restructuring,
At no point will you die. I promise.
Due to their composition, instances of SCP-001-A that make contact with one another may combine and blend and
finally exist.
This does not cause
any pain.
Since the SCP-001 event, most instances have congregated into such collectives, which seem to possess no maximum volume. The resulting biomass is
beautiful.
The component organisms will shift in and over and around and through,
and in and out and in.
Limbs and bodies hold,
never letting go,
before deteriorating and being subsumed by another life form. Collective instances will locomote by
trying to get close to you again.
Trying so hard. Let me go back.
There's a video file attached. Opening it, you see that it presents the room you're in. The feed seems to be coming from one of the security cameras, up in the corner of the room. It's dark, but you could just make out Dr. Ligotta, laying on a pile of laundry along the far wall. She's writhing in her sleep. She seems tormented, hurt. She's tossing and turning and mumbling nonsense words. The camera shakes. It lifts upwards for a moment, before it focuses on her again. It starts moving closer, slowly. The speakers come to life, picking up an airy, breathy static. As the camera moves closer to the doctor, it becomes clearer, crisper. It's not merely white noise, but dozens, hundreds of voices whispering unintelligibly over each other. You lean in, press your ear almost against the speaker, trying to discern what it is that's being said. Something strange stands out amidst the discordance.
Are you paying attention? This next bit is just for you.
You're not quite sure what to make of it, though. Looking back at the monitor, the camera has come to a halt inches away from the sleeping doctor. The voices stop. There is no sound. A hand, black and oily and skeletal, reaches out for her, brushes away a lock of hair. Her eyes shoot open. She recoils in shock. The feed cuts out.
Access file. SCP-001 revision number 12 of 12. 1 attachment. Revision 12 of 12. Updated 1 days ago.
Item number SCP-001. Object Class Apollyon. Special Containment Procedures.
File recovered from previous revision. Information collapsed.
Description:
File recovered from previous revision. Information collapsed. Open attachment. Access granted.
Dr. Ligotta appears before you on the screen, looking even worse for wear than she did previously. Her hair is thinning, with large swaths appearing absent from the middle of her head. If they weren't reflecting the soft glow of the monitor, you would have assumed she no longer had eyes, for how deep they'd recessed into her skull. She stares ahead, unblinking.
She won't stop. She won't go away. I know I didn't. No, I didn't pick up an info hazard. Browsing the archives. Tested myself for SCP. 8673 infection. Negative. SCP-9189 is the only other one that uses print as a vector. Can't be that. I still have all my fingers.
Her lips crack into a broken grin. She lets out a weak laugh and displays her trembling hands. What appears to be the mostly skeletal remains of a finger is embedded into the flesh of her left hand, in the stump that would have supported her natural ring finger. 2 wedding bands loosely encircle the digit, laying atop one another.
So I'm not infected. I'm not crazy. I know the ritual worked. I know it's really her. It's her, and she...
Something catches her attention off screen. She cocks her head, listening.
No, I can't. You're not you. Not the same. No, not you. It's not you anymore. No.
She begins rubbing her temples, repeating herself over and over again. A minute passes. She snaps her head back up and addresses the camera.
But it's not. What I brought back, still a part of 01. There's no way, no way out, no way. There's no hope for a future for me, and God, I can't go on like this any longer. I'll be safe here. The lights can't reach me. I won't let it take me.
She brandishes a handgun.
Was planning on using this till I found some leftover meds. Don't want to risk calling attention to myself, to my body.
She opens the desk drawer and deposits the firearm. She raises her gaze, stares into the camera.
Mom, Dad, Ari, I'm sorry.
She reaches forward and ends the recording. That's horrible. Did it have to end like that? You open the drawer and pull out the gun. You absent-mindedly turn it over in your hands for a moment, wondering where you'll go from here. Site 17? 64? Surely you can't be all that's left. The computer dings. There's been an update to the file?
Access SCP-001. Current iteration. Updated 1 minute ago.
Item number.
Saffron skies raise the blazing sun. A chance encounter, awkward displays. One day, my love, we'd be as one.
Object class.
With 2 entwined, a set course begun. That frenetic, wild, lustrous haze. Azure skies host the radiant sun.
Special containment procedures.
Above us, beaming as we run down that aisle, a fervent craze. That day, my love, we became as one. With future unfolded, the life we'd won. Commitment and duty for the family we'd raised. Cerulean skies ferry the shimmering sun.
Description.
Buried, shackled by fate, overrun. My ever-growing resent and malaise. Yesterday, my love, we were as one. Now you lie here, the life in you gone. In the dark outside of her rain, Crimson skies bear the torch. Our sun today, my love, will be as one.
Without your prompting, the page begins playing a video file. You freeze when the image loads. It's a live feed, looking down on you from behind, about a foot away. A skeletal, inky left hand enters the frame, approaching you at a snail's pace. It's missing its ring finger. Without a second thought, you turn and fire in a frenzy, hoping to drive off the spectre. Your bullets meet an empty wall. There's nothing there. A second passes before you hear it, before you hear them. Sloshing, wet thuds coming down the corridor, accompanied by a chorus of screams. It slams into the door. Could there be a place to hide? It strikes a second time. What appears to be a face, part human, part something, dribbles in under the frame. Bits of flesh from God knows what oozes in through the sides and reconstitutes into fingers, eyes, feathers. A third. Now it's pressing up against the wood, causing it to sag inwards. With a groan and a crash, the wood splinters. The door explodes open. Hands and arms stretch out of the mass, pulling you up, passing you from one to the next, on and on down the line. They drag you past the empty containment units, upwards and through the stairwell, through the halls and towards the tunnel. You are afforded a few precious moments in the darkness. And at the end of the tunnel, there is light. Heart and soul. It is often speculated which of the varied forms of love is most powerful. One might posit that it is the familial storge, citing the pure love and hope in the heart of a mother, or the righteous pride with which a warrior defends their nation and kin. Another may proffer that it is instead the empathetic agape, owing to the compassion of a godly soul opening their heart to the needy, or the selflessness of an activist championing a cause far greater than themselves. Still others may suggest that it is the committal pragma, on sole account of the continual process of growth and understanding that evolves over the course of a lifetime with one's partner, exuded by those when they deeply know another person so wholly and intimately. Regardless of each type's relative potency, it can be generally agreed upon that love is universally powerful. It is patient. It is dynamic. It is magical. It was with this universal sense of love that Soul basked Earth in her warmth. It was with this patience she tended to the planet, nurturing its life across aeons. From the industrious archaea she watched laying the bedrock for complex life forms to the sapient humans with their boundless innovation and creativity. Soul loved it all, no matter its form, with unrivaled intensity. Then there was the hateful. He was another of her kind. Older. His domain was blessed in having not just one, but two satellites primed to generate the bounty of life. Unlike Soul, however, the hateful was arrogant and impulsive. None of the life forms of his oceanic Rithlos developed eyes or vision to gaze upon him, so he lashed out, boiling the fledgling ecosystem for this perceived slight. The extremophiles of the frigid Tempest, though capable of complex feats of intelligence and adoption of learned behavior, never progressed to a sufficiently high degree of intellect or reasoning to genuinely appreciate their son's gift. As such, they too were consumed by his malice. The hateful envied Soul, despised her. He looked upon the world she painstakingly cultivated with absolute scorn. Furious and indignant that she should be graced with the complexity and variability of its inhabitants, he raged as its dominant species' venerations of her presence echoed throughout the cosmos, forever reverberating her praises to their brethren. The hateful then directed his anger towards Earth. He began moving with single-minded determination, emanating contempt and spewing vitriol. Sol became aware of the hateful's intentions as he began his bitter campaign, and grew concerned. Though she had known life to be resilient, shrugging off one extinction event after the other, the arrival of the hateful would be an insurmountable catastrophe. The beings she cared for would be obliterated en masse in a nuclear conflagration and die hopelessly screaming. Not even the brightest minds of her world's highest body of research, with knowledge both mystic and mundane, had a solution to the challenge imposed by the hateful. The more prevailing proposals incorporated occult rituals perfected across the millennia of humanity's existence. But for all their influence, they did not possess the power or resources to spark large-scale reactions necessary for planet-wide protection. Sol knew what had to be done. Brimming with unbridled love, she began to change. Her radiating warmth would act as a bulwark against the destruction threatened by her sibling. Her rays, an outpouring of her adoration of life, would grant those basking in its glory an immunity as unbreakable as the bonds she shared with them. As the hateful one ravaged and tore his way through the neighboring galaxies, Sol became bemused by his impotent rampage, reveling in the thought of his arrival. Because, once he descends upon Earth, he will discover its population can not only endure his onslaught, but prosper in spite of it. After all, love conquers hate.
So, a grim look into a potential future of humanity where the sun seemingly turns itself away from bathing humanity in its warm light and glow and turning us into something else, only to be revealed later that that is the preferable alternative to what could befall us. Kinda glad I'm here in this janitor's closet, although the setting of this one seemed a little bit too familiar. I might sleep with the light on, to protect the purple crayon wife. This has been SD Locke's Proposal, written by SD Locke, and Heart and Soul, written by SD Locke. Special thanks to Spirit Voices and 242 for providing the voices that you've heard on this broadcast alongside yours truly, TJ Lee. Thank you to We Try Horror for the visuals, and I hope to see you again with both the sun and the moon giving us some kindness rather than hate. And with that, I'm going to throw things over to the Patreon. I want to thank all of our patrons for making this possible. If you do want to sign up and support the channel, it is as little as $1 a month, and you get access to behind-the-scenes content, early accesses of streams and videos, and much, much more. That being said, I want to first thank our Purple Crayon Eaters, Mothman, Orphan Nuka, Okami-san, Ian Hancocks, Echo Kane, Gail Ulstott, Alex, Mike, Candyman Gloving, Ashabel, Amara, Phi, Max, and Feeny Von Karma. I then want to thank our janitors, Alec Hansen, Ali, Shane Lewis, Dux, Joy Flint Healy, Sabine Eclipse, Death31, Scott, Heather Cayley, Adrian R, Amy, Sabrina, Arkham Cookie, and Alex Nunez. Our Nightmare Detectives, Melanie and Fox Clifford. Our Void Walkers, Josh Woods, Rat Squatch, and Professor Creepypasta. And of course, our Blackwell family members. Great Uncle Ven Blackwell and his forbidden knowledge, Izzy Blackwell, our resident bug devourer, TJ Blackwell, who seems hellbent on stealing the spot of our janitor supremo, yours truly, and my purple crayon stash, Deliria Blackwell, our new resident physician and provider of pestilence pills and poultry, Adela Blackwell's firebending and illusions, Ethan Blackwell, Abyssal Fisher and Repo Lord, Jackal Blackwell, head chef and mystery meat purveyor,
Clue Blackwell, the Chrysalis of Unknowable Horrors, Tabitha Blackwell, Voidwater Baron, and forever frenemy to our last entrant, Papa Kaio Blackwell, from his Tower of Bones, Broth, and Spines, preparing for the Outer Gods to finally recognize his claim. We thank all of you for your patronage. We thank all of you for being a part of the Dusklight family, and if you want to support, you can do so in our comments by subscribing, hitting the bell, all that good stuff, and of course join the Discord. This is not a traditional Blackwell outro, but it is important to me that I thank you guys at the end of every video. We upload 3 times a week, and we will be continuing to do so for as long as we see fit. Please go and support all the people that have been involved in our channel today. I have been your Janitor Supremo, and now apparently Data Leaguer for the SCP Foundation, TJ Lee, and I'll see you next week for another SCP reading.